This is the one and only video you'll ever need on how you can start bulking. And most bulkers, they either eat too much or they don't eat enough. And today I'll be breaking down and every single part you need to understand how bulking works. Now, if you're new, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so I can help you become the best version of yourself. And it also does make my day too, so it's kind of a win-win situation for both here. Now let's start. What is bulking? Bulking is where you eat a calorie surplus to gain more muscle, where you eat more protein than usual, more calories than usual, and you also train too, so it's optimal for muscle growth. Now, why is bulking beneficial? Why do we need these extra calories and extra protein? Now, the reason why is because when we bulk, we need more muscle, and if we want to add more mass to our body, we need to eat more calories and eat more protein. The protein is to repair the broken muscle fibers that you have after you train. The extra calories is basically just your bulk. You're trying to gain mass, so you should eat more calories, more than your maintenance. And if you have a pretty high metabolism, just like me, you should eat a lot more calories than usual. And for protein, the protein is basically just for building more muscle, because protein does aid in helping building more muscle. For example, if you worked out and it was a very hard session, you need protein because your muscle fibers are tearing. It's micro tears, but the protein you need will fix it. All right, so now that you guys have known the rule of thumb for bulking, I'll be showing you guys on how you can do it successfully. Most people who bulk either eat way too much or eat way too less. So what I'd suggest is eat about 3 to 4 big meals every single day. And you can also have some snacks between them, some cheat snacks like peanuts. Peanuts are very calorie dense. I basically eat peanuts every single day because there's a bunch of proteins, a bunch of healthy fats, and also a bunch of calories so I can hit my protein and calorie goals. Now, you don't want to invest too much calories and protein into one meal because it'll make you very bloated and it will make you very full, so that your next meal you really wouldn't want to eat anything. So what I would usually do is I'd split up my meals into basically time zone. For example, meal number 1 is breakfast. And usually when I wake up, I don't really like to eat a lot, so my breakfast isn't that much. And then I have lunch, and lunch I eat a lot. I eat like 1,000 something calories. It's a bunch. And then I have dinner and my post-workout meal. And that's basically it. Sometimes I would squeeze in one last meal or snack, I would call, but usually it's unnecessary since I would be way too ambitious on getting my protein and calorie goals. But yeah, basically the rule of thumb for bulking is you need 3 to 4 meals every single day, and make sure to make each one of those meals average around 700 calories. So if you multiply 4 by 700, it'd be 2,800, and that's well beyond even adults' caloric needs. And you also want to find meals that are very calorie dense. For example, in my mornings, I usually just eat oatmeal. Again, I don't eat a lot. It adds up to around 400 calories every time. And in my lunch, I have 2 sandwiches that are pretty big. There's like 3 breads, and then there's also like a bunch of meat, cheese, and a bunch of other stuff along with the protein shake just to add some more protein. But yeah, in my lunch, I usually have the most since I'm most hungry around that time. And later, my post-workout meal, I would just usually have yogurt, peanut butter, and granola, or along with maybe some protein powder. And for dinner, it would just be chicken with rice with veggies along, because you also need to get the veggies in. And the last meal, I'll just make it small. Sometimes it'd just be like a frozen meal, and sometimes it would just be like some peanuts. So yeah, when you're bulking, make sure to find the most calorie dense foods. And I'm not talking about cheeseburgers, hamburgers, fries, and everything like that. Make sure to clean bulk because it basically is better for you mentally and physically. And if you aren't like very, very skinny, it really isn't necessary to dirty bulk. Now, you might ask me, how many calories do I actually need? Because it varies for other people. It varies for different people. Some people have high metabolism, some people have slow metabolism. So let's figure it out. Go online and search up daily caloric needs calculator. I don't really know what it's called exactly, but just make sure to look it up, and there should be a calculator that calculates your exact caloric needs every single day. And for me, I would just add around 200 to 500 calories. Just so if you have 1,900 calories for your maintenance, then maybe notch it up to like 2,400 to 2,500. But for me, I have a pretty high metabolism because I do sports sometimes, so my metabolism is naturally high. So usually I go up to around 3,000 or even more. Now, the last part is if you're struggling to hit your protein goals. Now, protein goals for me aren't really that hard. Usually I would also overshoot my protein goals, so that's pretty bad. I've been trying to cut back on protein a little bit, but for me, it's pretty easy. So if you struggle to hit your protein values, then make sure to incorporate maybe one protein shake every single day. These are very easy for, hitting your protein goals. But what I usually suggest is like any type of meat, like chicken, beef, pork, any type of that stuff. Meat is very dense in protein. And also, again, peanuts are very great options. You can eat them very easily. They have a bunch of calories, also a decent amount of protein too. But yeah, protein powder could also help if you're really struggling to hit your goals. But yeah, another thing I'd suggest is protein powder. I basically use this in my post-workout meals. I don't put it in a bunch because, again, I don't really want to overshoot. But yeah, another thing that has also helped me is milk. And this is like liquid calories, so it's very easily digestible. And also it has a decent amount of protein in it. Now, you might ask me again, how much protein should I get in every single day? So what I will usually do is get how much you weigh. For example, if you weigh 140 pounds, you should eat 140 grams of protein every day. So I weigh around 140 pounds too. So usually I should eat around 140 pounds. But I'm going to be completely honest right here. Sometimes I overshoot up to maybe 180 protein, and don't make the mistake I'm doing. I'm trying to cut back on my protein. I might just eliminate protein shakes completely, but I have a bunch in my house, so I don't really want to waste them. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really makes my day again, and I'll see you guys next video.